Alright, so we're putting in some work today, but I wanted to show you guys something. So you see, this is my fucked up bumper and my fucked up intercooler, but you see how, thin these channels were. So I ended up, this one that I got, you can see how big these channels are. So I don't know if this should help, because one of these things with these cheap eBay intercoolers is people always talk about pressure drop. I don't know. I've had no overheating or heat soak issues, with them. So, whatever. But then again, I'm not pushing crazy power like a lot of people. But for the most part, you know what I mean? It's working for me. But as you can see, I ended up getting this part. And this is pretty cool. Because remember I told you I paid, how much was it? $41 to have, basically, I just wanted this pipe. And I was willing to pay it because I didn't want to have to cut and weld. Because SoFlo Showdown's this Saturday. But it might rain. But I don't know. So anyhow, getting back to the point was, I got that. And then I get these cool brackets on top. It's like everything came in this little box. Your typical Chinese run-of-the-mill stuff. But it's not pistons, so it could be off about a little bit. But I got all these little brackets, for that. So what I'm gonna do now that I got this, and I like it, but I gotta, see, because I've always had it tilted to the front, so it got more of the air dam. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm basically gonna put the bumper on. Everything should clear there. It's looking nice like this, but it's until I put on the bumper, because like I said, I want it to slant forward. So if I do, then I might still use these brackets, but then just cop out real quick and put a bracket from here to here that will, basically a lot, just a flat piece of metal, and that will bring this mounting point out here forward, and then that'll let my intercooler lay forward against the piping, not the piping, but the front piece of the bumper. So all that air that gets in there, it goes straight to there. But then now that I'm thinking is, maybe that could have been, no, never mind. I was thinking about the whole overheating issue, because if I was covering that whole front, it's like air had to pass through there and there. But you know what, I think I'm gonna just leave it like this for now and see what happens. But ultimately, the reason why I did tilt it was, yeah, for more air. Oh, that's right, now I remember back on the KA when I had the HX35, I was getting some heat soak with that, and then what I ended up doing was laying that forward. So I am gonna go forward with the laying, but regardless of what, I could go back on the street, well, except for that hood. I gotta, do something about those brackets. But I can go back on the street and throw 7 pounds on the road. And then later, I got another Christmas gift coming for me. So, alright. So, everything's bolted down there. I do need to kind of work on, maybe, no, it does look pretty straight. Kind of looks funky a little bit, but it's really because of the top of the radiator. I need to put those so I can just have it, lock out. But it's kind of stiff there, but whatever. That's regardless of that. So the reason why I came back onto this is the bash bar. Look, I could just go and come with the square tubing straight out here in front of this guy, and I'm not gonna really make it curve because I get in front. I'll just I'm sorry, my hands all in the way, but if I come out with a piece straight out here and then just join one long bar from there to that side, and the same thing come out, and then there goes my bash bar. And then also what I'll do is help keep the hood up. Like if you guys know how this front bumper, man, I can kind of get rid of all this shit. But yeah, basically it could support that top piece, that front top piece. So I'm gonna leave the IC as it is, put this on. I got to do some zip tie work there, and then oh fuck, a duck, and oil spilled. Hold on guys. All right, so after my little oil spill, oil Valdez or whatever they call it, Valdez, but these are the bad boys I got. So these are the front tires. I went with a 225/45. They're 0.7 inches smaller than that. With these tires, they're the same in terms of numbers, but the front look bigger and look kind of funky. So anyhow, Nito NT55R G2s, and then the bad boys, some Nito NT55Rs. I went with these versus the NT05Rs because the NT05s, like in here, this whole patch in the middle was, you know, it was basically just a flat patch. And I was just reading up on people having issues with what's that thing called, rain and, you know, hydroplaning and whatnot. So I, you know, took on safety, and then you can see the fronts have good tread, you know. But yeah, so at least I got some, you know, good tires now. You know, this whole accident really couldn't have been avoided if I had some grippy tires up front, but you know, you live and you learn. But thank God, like everything, it was not that bad. So I'm gonna see if I can get these bad boys on tomorrow. It depends how much oh, it's gonna fall out. Hey. Yeah, how much I do here, and also I gotta clean this up because the Volkswagen's coming to my house this weekend. So I got my brother-in-law coming to get his crane, put those tires on there, take those other tires and put these tires on. And when I get these tires mounted, take those tires off and put those tires back on, and then put those in storage or something. But yeah, it's coming together, guys. So alright, so here how it's preliminary, you know, sitting. You know, have that there. This I gotta, you know, I took out that centerpiece because it's bent, as you see there, so I'll need to straighten that. But then I could always, you know, like basically send down those corners and that'll come down. It's got a little bit of a bind on it because I have it mounted up there. So that's how she's basically gonna sit, and then down with the hood and all that. Like I said, it's gonna drop down a little bit lower because it's not shouldn't be that high. But at least now I can go and get my measurement to the front of the radiator. You know, so I can just do my quick dash bar real quick for a future thing. But I'm gonna leave it like this for now, and you know, see how she does on air temps. Because you see, that's how it is. It's a little, well, that thing's not even right, but I'll have to check. I mean, the intercooler's in there pretty, you know, straight, like whatever. It's just the bumper now. So I gotta, yeah, I don't know, she's starting to look like a car again. So at least I can maybe put that on. Well, sorry, get my measurements for the bash bar, and then just make that bar just come, you know, in the front of all of that. And then alright, so I think I'm gonna do that. I had the, you know, bumper kind of on, and I measured the distance, and I got like 8 inches. Real good play. So if I come out here 7 inches and weld on to that plate, you know, 7 inches, and then I take one of these 4-footers and then just weld it from there to there in the center. You know, 7 inches is probably gonna be like that. So I'll lose my V-band, but at least I'll get back some type of bumper support. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. So if some shit happens again, hopefully you know, it will minimize the issues. So hopefully, I don't know, I'm debating on getting it done right now. Kind of tired, but fuck it. Let's get her done. Alright, so I'm being real lazy. I mean, it's functional, but I'll tell you why I'm saying I'm being lazy. Basically, I took the square inch tube, put a hole, measured that out, and cut that, and whatever, drill a hole, did it on both sides. Got a vice clamp open, and like, you know, that's how my lineup is. I don't have a bender, so because you know, when it comes to this corner, it needs to go back to make way, or you know, space for the light, you know, that's there and such. So what I'm opting to do is, you know, go short and just leave it like that. Because I mean, if I wanted, I could put a 45, you know, on the weld, but you know, I think most of it's mostly, you know, just in the front. So I think I'm gonna just, you know, run with this for now, and I could always unbolt it from the top, like on those two, and come out. I really want to drive the fucking car, so that's why it's being lazy. But I don't know, maybe not, whatever. But basically, later down the road, that plate that runs down, and then you see how it goes down there, maybe I could come out with another one straight and then just box that in the front, which honestly I think I'm gonna do, because then that will give a place for their lower lip to hold on. So it's not being lazy, but what I could do, you know, after I could do that, I need the bumper on in order to get my measurements. This is just to get that, so at least, you know, this something, you know, hopefully it'll stop it a bit, you know, at least. I mean, I don't know, but then that's why I should strengthen it up with the bottom down there. So I don't know, I think it looks pretty cool for, you know, it's very rudimentary. It isn't cool with nice radius tubing and stuff, but I don't know. Then my wife comes out here and she's like, oh, it got fancy parts, and I'm like, I'm replacing what got damaged on the damn car. It looks fancy. Give it 3 months and it ain't gonna be fancy. But alright guys, late. So I ended up tacking that on the car. I don't know if I made a video, I might have forgot. And then I just like attacked, I could only get like 3 corners, so I tacked it and then came back and ran some decent beads. I mean, like I said, I'm good with the steel. It's the aluminum, so hopefully this didn't warp too much, and I can get it on the car. But I'm gonna let it cool off and then what do you call it, do that. So cool beans.